Bath's win over Bristol, a tight win as well on BT Sport, has put the pressure on Saracens. They're off the top spot for now. They don't have the stars, Ben Kay, but that means very little in terms of Saracens' strength and depth.
Well, it does. It's all about, overused word, culture, but I think Saracens more than anyone else have built a culture in the last few years in the Premiership, and it's their ability to get the best out of their not such big name players that has served them in good stead and made sure they're at the top of the table every year.
But this lineup, Hugo, could do a good job in the league without the other players.
Absolutely, I think you'll see that today, but it's not just the players for me, it's the structures. They've got such a good game plan which is inbred not just into their star players, not just the 15 but the 40 that are on their squad list, and today we'll see that no doubt implemented once again.
And this is one of those men, Scott Brits and Richard Wigglesworth, back in the Northwest looking to make an impression. Well, Sale, they've been going well here in the Northwest in recent days and in recent months. 18 months and just the 1 or 2 defeats. And today, well, if there's one side who doesn't suffer too much in terms of international pressures, it's Sale Sharks, Hugo.
It certainly is. You know, we spoke about it just before the match. They've actually gained a horrific start to the year with injuries, but they've managed to get some guys back. Tui Tupu's fit today, and that's really key for them. Josh Bowman, a leading man. Really excited to see exactly how they get on.
And Steve Diamond stressing the importance of having Tui Tupu back and McGinty, so hopefully they'll have a focal point.
Yeah, a bit of experience. You got the playmaking ability of McGinty, Tui Tupu's go forward and his destructive hits that he can make in defence in midfield. I just think that Sale Sharks would have looked at the fixture list at the beginning of the year, seen this one was on during the autumn internationals, and thought, at our place, at our fortress, we really fancy this.
Yeah, he had a few run-outs early doors since his arrival from Connacht, McGinty, and that man, Steve Diamond, expecting, perhaps wishing, looking at another 10 for now. McGinty's the man. Good luck to Andrew Jackson. His first game in the Premiership. No pressure on you, sir.
Where you got me? Going right.
And what started as a rather damp, cold weekend in Manchester has opened up a little bit. Blue skies above us, sun splashing on McGinty's face, and the big Saracens pack awaits. Let's get this show on the road then.
Tackle.
Saracens in a rather garish, bright orange colour. And Wigglesworth with his left peg, hanging kick, measured perfectly and gathered effectively by Beaumont, who does very well to stay in field.
Didn't he just? He was falling towards the touchline. Saracens spotted it, managed just to get to the ground quick enough and place the ball back.
Here we go then, early intention. A little bit of confusion midfield. The defence is organised. 3 phases, and the Sharks have gone across field. Is this the time maybe to perhaps to just get rid of it, Hugo?
Yeah, I definitely think so. 1 or 2 phases, you can see they're losing plenty of ground, and that's where that composure comes into it.
That spill could have worked in their favour, actually. And it's taken by Will Addison on the right wing. Stringer, the experienced Peter Stringer, whips it out to midfield. Saracens calling the defender across, but Stringer spots the gap, and that bounce beats the man, and Wiles was backtracking and he couldn't get there.
Yeah, part of that game management is about spotting when you manage to drag those wingers up out of position and the space in behind them. Wiles knew the threat was there, but the kick execution absolutely perfect from the experienced Stringer.
3 Sale.
Now the pressure will come on Brits and his shortened 4-man line. Big Jim Hamilton.
Kelly.
Competed, stolen by the Sharks. Rather untidy.
Step on,
It's
step
back
on.
in the hands of Saracens. Wigglesworth.
5.
To get the angle right on the ball. He's given it a good welly. Oof. that go back?
Oh, I think it went backwards. Difficult for the referee, but he makes a very quick call on it. Perhaps might have spoken to his assistants. He might be 100% right. We'll have another look in a second.
Well, he's an eager man, Mr. Jackson, isn't he? Wants to create an impression.
Yeah, I like it. It was decisive. Once again, Wigglesworth getting this ball to land in the 5 metre, and even if he catches it clean, well, that has gone forward. Fair play, Jackson. His first Premiership start. He's making quick calls and getting them spot on. But we're talking about that midfield, and that's the difference between Saracens don't waste much energy getting out of the half. One great kick from Wigglesworth put Sale under pressure, and now they've got an opportunity, a set piece, to put pressure upon pressure.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Very narrow scrum.
Early.
And penalised immediately. And Wigglesworth. Lazowski looks to swing it out. There are men on the far side. Well marshalled initially by the Sharks. Advantage coming. Brits.
Number 12, no clear release. Alright, now we come alive.
And it's Tuitupu who's penalised. And perhaps just for a second, Sale thought, ooh, we're under a bit of pressure here.
Yeah,
number 12, no clear release.
Quick to win the battle, to get their arms down and the shoulders down, but watch this clear out from Skultberger as well. Realises that there's not been a clear release and he's going to lose the battle. So instead of trying to drive Tuitupu out, he would have had no success. He pulls him back towards his side of the breakdown. The referee clear that no release had been made in the tackle.
Also, what I like about that, Ben, is even if there was a clear release, because he's beaten him to the ball, he's never going to get underneath him. So in fact, it's better to get him off his feet, create that awareness to the referee. You give yourself a penalty chance.
Well, much was made of the judo experiences of the England camp. But those techniques can work.
Make it really obvious who's receiver when you pull through there, yeah? It looked almost... Yeah, a bit more.
Not much of a runner from Lazowski. But that's a great start. First blood, Sarries.
This is what Sarries do really well. One kick from Wigglesworth, one mistake from Sale, one poor bit of play at the ruck, and all of a sudden you find yourself down on the scoreboard. Minimal effort for maximal reward.
Again, the little things done effectively. Restart gathered. How many times do we see teams punished immediately after scoring? And now Wigglesworth, not much of an angle. So he'll ask his forwards to help him out. And here's Berger. Same thing again here.
Absolutely, we'll see this pattern played all day. When you've got a left peg like Wigglesworth owns, why not use it?
Addison better this time. Beats 2, even 3 men. Sets it back. McGinty. And he does the rucking as well. Good work from the outside half there. Stringer. Here he is, the big Kiwi on the crash. Lost his footing. Back on his feet. McGinty again. Finally, the kick comes again, and there's a decent kick again.
Yeah, good control play from the Sharks. All starts with a great take from Addison. He gives him himself room to run onto the ball and just takes himself past the chase. The chaser will often be looking at the guy receiving the ball rather than the flight of the ball. So just moving off that access, allowing himself to accelerate. If he'd been stood underneath it, you're an easy target just to be smack man and ball.
Cagey start from both sides. And last time, the Saracens were beaten in the end, the lineup. This time it's better.
Not such good control there. Saracens' drive bin's good. We've seen them from that last kick-off drive Sale up the field. This time set up a decent drive in the 22, but Steve Diamond will be absolutely fuming to have allowed Saracens off the hook by giving away a cheap penalty.
Alex Lozowski, impressed you, Hugo?
Yeah, very much so. Everyone talks about his attacking prowess, but I think the one thing which has surprised probably everyone is how strong he is defensively. Not afraid to make his tackles, scored plenty of tries, and settled in really well. But this moment, where they're missing lots of players, a great opportunity for him to step up.
And when he came from Wasp, he knew that. He knew that Owen Farrell would not be with the Saracens for what? 50% of the season, you're going to get games as opposed to what happened at Wasps.
Absolutely. Last year they had Charlie Hodgson. This year it's Alex Lozowski, and he settled into life very quickly, very well.
Don't change
drive, causing so much damage to the Sharks. That yellow line's where they started, giving away the penalty. Now they've got a free shot for Wigglesworth to use.
Wigglesworth, flat is Barrett. Little kick by Lozowski, spots the space. He's got good pace. He was pulled back, doesn't need it. Brilliant from Lozowski. Outstanding play by the young 10. Quick ball needed here, and it's on. Loads of players offside by Sale. If they can finish it off, doesn't quite get there. Oh, that move deserved so much more, but they were queuing up on offside.
Yeah, they were offside after the break from Lozowski, so they'll get another go. Absolutely brilliant from Lozowski. They know they've got the penalty advantage. They can roll the dice and gamble. Little run around, chip over the top into the space. What a gather here. One-handed leg drive through the two tacklers. And off the resulting penalty.
He was going for the try line as well, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Bosch with a good ball over the top. Narrow defence. Now they have this opportunity, and the line-out drive has been so strong for them early on in the game.
Defensive rear guard needed. A little bit messy though, and that's gone to the floor. Well disrupted by the Sharks.
Well, one-handed palm back from Jim Hamilton.
Calm down.
Sale had driven into the line-out to try and stop the drive early. And there were blue shirts exactly where Hamilton's trying to pass this back one-handed. Just there. Jackson Ray's probably got a case to say that Neil Briggs had come through and taken him out.
Well, the new rules introduced at the beginning of the season means that you do have to pass it back, hand it back, as opposed to getting in there nice and tight.
Yeah, well, he still could have drive it. I think they're trying to shift drive it there, so that's why Jim Hamilton's reached back one-handed. But unfortunately for Saracens, Jackson Ray, who was probably the man it was going to go to, or at least was going to be blocking those blue shirts, had been taken out by Briggs.
By Mojati. This is where he earns his keep. Steve Diamond and the Sales coaching staff looking for a nice clean exit here.
Look at the height of that front row. That's what's won them that penalty. Wigglesworth coming round, but Saracens obviously attacking, trying to disrupt the delivery that Stringer was going to get from the base and give Wigglesworth a chance to get into him, but purely down to the height of the front row. Locking out, there was no chance the Sharks were going to move.
He's talking about playing into his 40s, Peter Stringer. 39 in December. Fancies another contract.
Well, you can see by his body shape he's starting to show his age, isn't he? Unbelievable professional.
Such contrasting physiques, presence in him, and Mike Phillips was on the bench for the Sharks. Again, it's Saracens' ball. Brits with a little sidestep and the pop-up. Saracens start to oppose a bit of pressure on this match. Brits again. Again, it's to the floor. Well, that could work in the favour of both sides. And it's with Addison. Addison, 3 men on him. No choice but the grubber kick. And the touchline beats him.
Yeah, very. He's just looking at Alex Lozowski, just his identification of space, just off that last break there. He sees that Peter Stringer is actually marking up the blind side. So by the time the ball gets out to him, and a lovely ball this is from Brad Barrett, he sees there's nothing in behind. No one defended that space. Perfectly executes his kick into that space. Then how about this for wheels and strength? So close to nearly scoring. Brilliant talent.
Great covering tackle, to be fair, as well, wasn't it? Because once he got through those two defenders, looked for the world like he might make it all the way.
Break away! Break away! Break away! Long arm transfer.
Exactly what you were talking about before, the long arm transfer.
Long arm transfer. Got to be connected to the ripper.
There we go. Explained by Andrew Jackson. You need to be connected.
Keep a mark on that, Jack, please.
And that's a fundamental error. The coaching staff will be pulling their hair out with that one. Haley, released by Eddie Jones in the week. Stringer. Addison. Briggs outside him. Is it a busy start as the winger? McGinty. Forwards in support. Clean possession. McGinty again. Good hands in midfield to the far side. James. Might have a few numbers here on the near side. Basic handling error. And the move, well, it wasn't going anywhere really, except across field, and it dies out in the end.
It's just being patient against that Saracens defence, isn't it? Closing you down. Just a break in play with Anfigallo down. Scott Brooks smiling as ever, so it can't be too serious.
Steve Diamond enjoying the attention that George North might be creating. Non-committal on whether or not he'd be there was an interest.
George Ford. We better not say George North.
Did I say George North?
But no, maybe not. But yeah, no, absolutely. I think it would be a huge, huge feather in his cap. And as Hugo was saying beforehand, just to be able to attract other players here by saying we're going after them. You might be quite coy, because I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to talk to players from other clubs at this stage of the season, so maybe that's why he couldn't answer the questions. And maybe they haven't been making an approach, but certainly I think it would be an appealing signature, particularly with George Ford being from the Oldham area and a local lad.
A Freudian there, George North. George Ford, we should...
I think he'd take him as well.
Don't worry, Jim Allender.
Crouch.
The last scrum
Bind.
was very solid for Sale.
Well, go. Just no balance. Don't lean back.
Intriguing match so far. Bit of a chess battle going on.
But don't put too much through.
I think the difference, and one of the things that Saracens are so impressive at, is that ability to change the pace of the game. So conserve their energy when they need to, keep Sale at arm's length, allow them to go through the phases, but then when they get an opportunity, go up through the gears and make the most of them.
Bind. Set.
Good shunt from Majati.
The ball's sitting there.
Needs a strike, but Brits
Ray
just can't.
cannot stick his hands and get it.
Don't reach
Technically,
it,
he can't reach and get it. So he needs some support from his forwards. The second row, eventually, Ray does well. And he's on the charge, sucks in some backs. Wigglesworth again with a left boot. Again it's Addison who waits. Man and ball. Wriggles out to the tackle. And there are hands everywhere now.
Didn't Addison do well there under huge pressure from Wiles? He managed to wriggle on the floor. Just this side illegal maybe.
Now Stringers go with the box kick. Brits awaits. Ray, bit of blocking in midfield, spotted.
Great spot. Yeah, could even have a word there. I think it was Brad Barrett who just spotted the opportunity, put a nudge on McGinty, took him out of the defensive line.
Hugo, what have you spotted?
Yeah, it was just looking at Sale's attacking shape. Paul Deacon's putting a lot of work, and they've got opportunities here. When this ball gets to Josh Bowman, you can see Chris Wiles' last defender. If this ball can come out of the back of a Dogwood, Halen, 2-2, but all isolating that channel, there's an opportunity there. He keeps hold of it and recycles the ball, but they can do a lot more with the ball that they're getting.
Cameron Neal at this line out in a scrum half, maybe an opportunity for Sale to try and redress the balance of the driving so far.
Here he is, back in action. You can hear the roar in the AJ Bell Stadium when he gets possession in his hands. Ostrikov driven back. Stringer, McGinty spots the gap. Clattered late. Nothing in it, says the referee.
Nothing that I saw.
Well, something that Sale had been missing is two Tupus carrying, and how good was that from him? Need more of him in the game, that's for sure.
That's a maul now, don't collapse, Sale! Backwards.
Wigglesworth takes a time. Sale keep the discipline. They were tempted, but they've gone back.
It's good use of the referee. The referee does well to communicate.
Gaio.
Use it!
It looks laborious from Saracens, but there's intent there. Just to stabilise and give the ball back to Addison, who's touched the ball more than anybody else on the field so far. Haley, not many options. McGinty spots the gap, takes the gap, man on the outside, one man to beat, it's just Femby. Good defence from the full-back.
It's a rook.
Quick possession. He's enjoying himself, is AJ McGinty.
Maybe not in that moment when he ran into Brad Barrett and Jim Hamilton.
Down to this blind side. Haley, where the force pass of Gordo.
Oh, absolutely brilliant play. McGinty initially with the outside swerve, creating opportunity for himself and then using the fend to bounce off Lazowski and accelerate away from him.
Not the hooker, play on.
Lovely break, good awareness outside him. They don't panic,
I don't care.
they recycle, they come back down the blind. Look at this offload, hands through the tackle, round the back, and it sticks. But the cover's just enough from Lazowski to force Ugoglu out.
Yeah, when Lazowski bailed himself out, didn't he? Because he missed that tackle on McGinty. Spoke about his threat, taking the ball to the line. Massive hand on Lazowski. Opportunities there for Sale. They just need to convert them.
One man sacks fine and then broken away.
Kelly Brown driving upfield. Dogu. One went out. So even more pressure on Saracens.
One came in. Don't shout. I get you, but don't shout out.
And the Dogu is looking impressive since joining from Leicester in the summer.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute pocket rocket, isn't he? Got really quick feet, keeps pumping his legs through contact. Really close to scoring a try there.
It's a better drive from Sale. Really nicely placed now.
Sail down.
Majati at the back, they've stopped once.
That's once.
Stringer. McGinty, Odogu. You can see his eyes light up there. Just a tiny gap in the defence. Back inside, switch of direction. Asking questions of the Saracens defence. Non-committal, generally speaking, and this time they compete illegally.
I can't reward you when he's just done that. Brad.
Who wins there? Brad Barrett or Peter Stringer?
Yeah, Figaro gets caught, doesn't he? Figaro
Set an example, please.
just falls to the floor.
There we go. First player.
And then couldn't roll away quickly enough. I'd just like to see from Sale, they've got so much talent there. But just occasionally the sharpness of the passing means that players like Odogwu are having to do almost a hitch kick as they catch it, just to control their place. If that ball goes out in front of him and he's accelerating, he's got an extra couple of metres by the time the defence have reacted. Just that sharpness that England have had at times over the last couple of weeks.
Neil Briggs, over 100 Premiership appearances for Sale. hits his man. First part of the job done. Jackson Ray is dragged out of there.
The ball's on that outside, it needs to be transferred now. Back to the inside, away from the touchline.
And Saracens can sense that. Well, stayed in field. Very narrow angle here for the Sharks. Good pumping legs, good powerful drive. They're there. TMO will make the call.
No, I've not got a grounding either. David?
Yeah, go ahead, Jacko.
Two things for me to check, please. When the initial maul kind of faltered on the touchline, possible knock-on by Sale, and then try yes or no on the grounding. We've not got a grounding here.
OK, we'll look at the possible knock-on first.
Yeah, thank you.
So knock-on first, and then they have to see the grounding. The referee hasn't seen enough to ask, is there any reason I can't give the try? Really good play from Cameron Neild on the outside of the ball carrier to create that leg drive and also stop defenders getting. Is this the knock-on?
Yeah,
might have been before when the ball actually went down, but that's okay.
OK,
there's
got that. We'll go back before that.
There's the latch on from Cameron Neild.
Before that, please, Dan. How the ball ended up on the floor there.
Cameron Neild thinks the try's been scored.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Neil Briggs has got the ball on the outside there. Stringer goes past him now, but they know it's going to touch, so they go to ground. I'm not sure we're going to see from this angle any knock-on.
Degree of desperation there as the touchline gets closer and closer.
There's no view of the ball on that angle as well, and so if there's nothing else.
The other side, Dan? Right, there's no clear knock on there, so we'll move on to look for the grounding.
Now it's all about the grounding. Does the point of the ball get down, or does Rhodes' foot prevent it? It's the very point of the ball. Is it there, just before the
so it's
Achilles heel?
On his leg.
I think that's. I think that might be. If you stop it there.
Down there, that is on the ground. That's a try.
Yeah, happy with that, David. Try.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Wait for it. We know, the crowd don't. It's given. First try of the match to the Sale Sharks.
Fair play to Sale Sharks. They've had 4 penalties in the Saracens half and have turned down points every single time. So when they kicked to that corner, they had to make it pay. And fair play to them. Michael Rose did his very best with his socks and all sorts. And Josh Bowman's father there will be thrilled at seeing his son score a brilliant, important try.
Don't think he's thrilled about seeing himself on the big screen, though.
McGinty, been a busy man in the first quarter of the match. And he does the afters well as well. And it's 7 points to 3, and we're joined by Steve Diamond, Director of Rugby. Steve, well, it paid off in the end, ignoring those penalty shots and taking the try.
Yeah, well, you know, probably outside his range, a couple of the kicks. We've made probably 4 or 5 errors in the first 20 minutes, and we need to get some confidence, and I think that's give us that. So, you know, happy the way it's going at the minute.
Getting enough of the ball, Saracens are comfortable defensively, or how are you finding that?
Well, obviously they're comfortable, they're a good side, as we know, and whoever plays for them always puts in a good performance. But we've just got to stay patient, get field position, and see whether we can convert that to points.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Broken play, opportunity, perhaps Brits in space. Here comes the wave. Oh, good handling from Berger. Backward it went. So spills over the touchline. The ambition and the skill set from that man once again.
Back by Blue.
So we know him as an aggressive player and what he can do on the floor, but just as a link player, he's absolutely superb. Great closing hit on the outside from Addison, just spots it, accelerates into it, swinging arm into the ball to dislodge it.
Here he comes down. Come on.
Pretty sure that did go forward. I think it was just the fact that Addison hit the arm of rather than the ball itself. Addison's having such a good season.
Leave it.
I think he's a top player wherever he's played, and he's played right across the back line. It's such a threat with ball in hand, and defensively showed he's more than capable there too.
He was on the chase there, but Stringer didn't get the kick right. He was under pressure, and Wigglesworth has a shot himself, and Addison again is tracking back. He's got Haley, throws the dummy, clipped on the ankles, but again he's looked after his side as Addison. 90th appearance for the Sale Sharks today. Stringer
Use it.
with a chance to make amends. This time he does. Lazowski waits. He's got Shark Berger alongside him. Berger, head up. Wigglesworth. Hamilton missed out. Brits playing 10. Thrown to the floor. Now Lazowski. Little fake. Good work on the outside. Bosch. Good period of possession here for Saracens. Ray with the offload up to the 22. Lazowski. Brits clattered in midfield but presents the ball. Lazowski again. Berger with the offload. Good hands by the Saracens players, and is kept in field. Excellent stuff from Rhodes. 5 metres short. Ray. Good feet by him. Brits. Oh, pop pass to Bosch. Sweet, sweet rugby by Saracens. Clinical stuff, and just like that, they're back in the match.
Oh, that is an absolutely stunning try. All came from a charge down to give them that field position, but when they get to the outside channel, look at this handling again. Skultberger involved, takes the tackle, ties in Addison just for a fraction of a second, so he's panicking. Ball back inside, and then they create fast ball. One more hit up with Jackson Ray. Too many blue shirts get attracted, and then Skultberger's so aware of the narrowness of the Sale defence and the gap between the outside defenders, just ships it on. That is a stunning team try.
I think so often when you get into the 22 and you get that white line fever, people think you have to do things at 100 miles an hour. We saw that Friday night with Bristol, but Shoal Brits just showed all his class and his composure. All he did was slow down his feet, slow down his thinking, and his skill set went up and exploited the hole which Sale left.
Lazowski has the conversion. And how often do we see Brits playing first receiver?
Oh, it's so nice to see. It's not all crash bash wallop from him. He's got a brilliant rugby brain. He knows exactly when to do the right things at the right time, and once again making the right decision. Lovely try from Saracens and a great response from them.
A granite of a man wearing velvet gloves, Scott Brits. Jackson Ray. Wigglesworth.
Wait.
Seems to have been practicing all day from that area of the pitch with that left peg of his. Haley. Another who you like as well, Hugo.
Oh, he's a beautiful runner of the ball. A massive threat counter-attack, but forget counter-attack, they're in defence now.
Yes, they are. McGinty is a mistake. Hands the ball on a plate to Saracens. Again, forwards combining in midfield, despite the crunching tackle. It's still the visitors in possession. Lazowski, Brits again. No-look pass to Jackson Ray, hanging out on the wide channel.
He's taken back.
Haley, will he look to counter-attack? Is it on now for Sale? They think so. Seymour.
Rooks, your hands.
Just a bit of a difference. When Saracens jam up in that outside centre channel, Sale almost panic and don't feel they can go wide. The difference is when Sale are doing it to Saracens, they're getting around the outside of them and just creating opportunities on the outside.
Lazowski offloads.
Tackle.
Saracens get to ground. It's been a sea change in the last 5 minutes. Kelly Brown, he's driven back, but it's still clean possession. Lazowski, that's weighted perfectly. Who'll get it? Nobody initially, but Haley tidies up.
Rook.
Sharks have lost a little bit of pattern from their play here. There are 3-4 players waiting this kick now from the Sharks. Therefore, they might look to counter-attack. And there's the big Russian. Ostrikov. Eventually, it's pumped back. And who's playing full-back now? It's Brits.
Oh, that's why Saracens suit Brits so much, because he lets them play a different role from a hooker, and other people take up the traditional hooking roles. He can counter from the back.
Stringer. Sale need Stringer's experience now. They've just lost their heads a little bit. Just lost the game plan, the pattern. First 20 minutes was played in Saracens' half.
Yeah, into the corner, maybe a bit of frustration. Game's opened up a bit for both sides.
Let's go, Sam, come on.
First half hour, we've been entertained. It's been touch and go. But we've got a game on our hands here, that's for sure.
First game for that man in the Premiership, Andrew Jackson. He's been good. Really impressed. He's had a good relationship with all the players.
He's let a few things go on occasions. But
let's go. Put your arms up and they'll do their thing. Come on.
Let's go then, let's go, boys.
This is really saying that. The hookers start doing what hookers do and making him feel uncomfortable again.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
2, 3, 4.
Angle's far side. Go see who goes first.
Jarty flat onto the stomach.
Good. Great picture for me.
Yeah, can we look at this up, please?
That's all right.
I'm sure the Sharks would have been watching the game yesterday evening. Italy's victory against South Africa and the national mourning that's happened as a consequence.
Well, Scott came straight out to warm up, walked straight over to us and said, please don't mention South African rugby on the telly today.
Bind.
Italy's first ever victory against South Africa. Beaumont, Stringer with a dummy run, and Beaumont slightly isolated.
Off feet, Evan.
And Bergen knew that, but it's still Sale possession. Good hands. James. Slightly more laborious from the home side. Rhodes flies up in defence. McGinty waits, he's on the back foot though. Bergen again, busying himself in open play.
Again, they're narrow there. They're narrow, but they fly up and they just tempt Sale not to throw the ball over the top with their line speed. Sale can either hold a bit of depth or get AJ McGinty to throw that ball over the top. There is space out there.
Now they did suck a few defenders in there, and Saracens overly eager at the breakdown.
That's how he got on the ball.
And they get penalised. He doesn't agree. Well, you have a few seconds then. Once you're told, you've got to get out of there.
I think he's saying that it's not him that's on the ball. He's rolled away to his side.
To strike though is your 9 when he gets there and the ball's available. There's a player on the wrong side but not interfering. If he just starts shouting at that player and slowing your ball down, you're gonna have to deal with him. Yeah, take what you're saying.
you're just looking at the intensity of this game, and sometimes when things don't go so well, I mean, how about this from a hit from Sam to Itupo? But Saracens, they're not rocked at all. Their composure and ability to link players. Look at the way in which Scholt Brits manages to get himself to outside channel and turn in a 3-on-3 into a 3-on-2. There are options out there, and there's certainly a space they've just got to execute. Lovely defence from that man. And Scholt Brits, a hooker who looks comfortable at outside centre.
Yeah, Tuitopo's first start since April. Shaw missed him. Steve Diamond had pains to highlight that. This to level things. Pulled it. So still a 3-point lead to Saracens. Will they be happy with this?
I think so. They've controlled a lot of the game. If you look at the territory and the possession, they've had a fair share of that. There have been opportunities. I think for Saracens, they need to sort out their discipline, given far too many penalties and opportunities away.
It's a lot of the Sale players that are struggling with the sun here, so I just wonder whether we might see even more balls going up in the air from Sale. They're all got shielding their eyes.
Haley, that's too far.
No, I've not heard anything. Dan.
There's a player down with Sale. It's McGinty. You can just see him getting up slowly. So Haley, first priority will be to set the ball back, avoid losing possession. And Stringer will use the forwards. And McGinty's hobbling a little bit.
Rook. 8 players' legs.
Messi. A good play from Beaumont. Is he a second row? Is he an 8? Well, he's playing 8 today. That's touched in flight. Nobody's offside. It just trickles over. And Sale, well, they get out of their 22 just about.
Yeah, there's a couple of people just nursing a sore shoulder there. McGinty was tender to get up. He looked a little bit sore. I just think they're playing a little bit too more, but this was the late hit, just to the kick. You get this pressure when you play against Saracens. Not too much in it. It's certainly late. Could have been avoided, but let's just get on to the game.
Sale line is such an effective tool. Bryn Evans, Beaumont, top the stats chart in terms of the lineouts. That was Harrison. Unsure rather what to do with the ball. Stringer almost charged down again. Brits competes. On forward. Stringer's a frustrated man there. Tuitopo looks to inject some pace and power into this match.
No, don't play him.
McGinty, James with his left foot out on the full, and things are falling apart here. Well, don't forget, today on BT Sport 1 and 4K UHD, Welford Road, Leicester welcome the Quins. And tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, round 8, highlights on BT Sport 3. Next weekend, Northampton Newcastle on Friday evening, 4K UHD. Then the double on the Sunday, Saracens Gloucester, followed by Quins Bath. It's a feast of rugby on BT Sport.
Use it! Back by just keep a mark on that, Jack, please.
Well weighted kick there.
Stand
Brad
still,
Barrett.
Don't have that. Yeah,
the ball's back to Lazowski. Lazowski got the angle from Brits again. He just sensed it. He waited that extra fraction of a second. And the forwards combining with the backline for Saracens on occasions is just sublime.
And speed round the corner as well to beat the Sale defence, but this time Barrett's kick's not as good, straight into the blocker.
He got some confidence off the first kick. Tried it again. Ray awaits.
Another big shot, this time from Seymour.
Lazowski, Brits.
No,
Bosch.
five!
Cheeky little stab at the ball, trickles over the touchline, and his body language reflects the way his team's playing at this point in time.
Yeah, they are comfortable. They will go into the half under no illusions that Sale do have the ability to cut them apart if they don't pick up their game in the second half. But away from home, I think Mark McCall will be pretty happy with how his team have started the game, and they'll look to go through the gears in the second half. Sale just need to be a little bit more confident to get outside that famed Saracens defence, because it is a bit narrow, and there are opportunities for the likes of Adogwu one-on-one if they can get the ball out to him.
One man sack.
1 minute to go. The Sharks will be happy to ride this one out. Long way to get to any kind of scoring position. They will give Saracens one more pop. One more attempt to widen that gap.
7 Saracens.
Time off. Just having a look at number 7, yeah.
Berger's taking a knock.
Looking at an HIA for him.
Might well be off with an HIA. Doesn't look great. I mean, he's not giving much away.
Jacko, yeah. Next line out, Saracens.
Quick shake of the head.
He's a tough boy, he's grimacing, but he won't want to leave the pitch, that's for sure. Just saying, a shot to the jaw. Just crack on with it.
You seen anything we need to get him off for?
There's that much scar tissue around those eyes, you can't feel it.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry,
Schalk, Wilhelm, Petrus, Berger, Junior.
Yeah. Gap dents.
Sharp to his friends.
Just wait,
Tough,
just wait.
tough man.
Time on.
Great pass to get outside the tail gunner defence of Sale.
It's that man again. Lazowski, was that deliberate? Is your question?
By tail.
You both stuck your hands up immediately there.
It's a penalty for me. I'll tell you, contextually of
Option,
where
scrum
they are on the pitch. An overlap, you go for a one-hand here. Lovely ball once again. I mean, he's swinging that hand out.
Thank you, Tony.
I suppose the only thing that goes in his favour is it goes in the air, but TMO coming in.
TMO call, we're looking at a little bit of knock-on.
The ball does go up rather than down, but I agree, you go one-handed and you don't get it, you really do run the risk.
Oh, do you know what? I've been in that position a few times. It's easy to disguise that you're going for an intercept or trying to make a tackle. He knows exactly what he's doing. He was in control of his limbs.
Well, he's not doing it's not much of an effort for a tackle, though, is it?
No, it's
yeah,
not.
I've got that, David.
Hey, they've
so
got
what
away
I'm
with
there
it.
is the
They just need to
reached out to block the pass, and he's not got a chance of catching that.
Yeah, his arm is well away from the position to make the tackle. It's a wide arm that's gone out there.
Could you just show me a wide angle just so we can have a look at potential, whether there's anything else or whether it's just a penalty?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I don't think we need to see this again. It's just it's a penalty, and just crack on with it. It's not a yellow card.
I think he just wanted to check.
So what I'm seeing there
wasn't.
is very limited space with several defenders coming across, so penalty only.
Lots of defence, agreed.
Yeah, thanks very much.
So, another good, solid decision there from the referee. He's not going to give a yellow card.
He's right there. It was good.
So what we're seeing there is
just
he's
to check.
reached out to block the pass with no chance of catching it, but there's loads of cover, so it's penalty only.
See, I told you, right?
Yeah.
So this is the last play of the game.
There's not
I
time
suppose
for
you
a
have to
line
go to goal for goal now, I guess.
3 metres in.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Just laughing
Where you are.
at Richard Wigglesworth saying, see, I told you it was,
No
ref.
time for a line out. Thank you, shut it go.
So, half-time message, what will it be from both sets of coaches?
I think for Sale, it'll be just manage the game just a lot better. You don't have to play as much of the game in your half. save your energy, come alive when you get into their half. And I think for Saracens, cut down on those little errors, stop giving away too many penalties, and this is going to be easy.
Well, this man showed some wonderful attacking rugby early doors. He did miss one tackle. Like his side, he's looked comfortable for the majority of the first half. And he extends the lead. Lazowski with 2 penalties and a conversion. 1 try apiece. And at half-time, it's Saracens who lead by 13 points to 7. Yes, welcome back to the AJ Bell Stadium. And Saracens suffocated the Sale Sharks towards the end of that first half. Marcelo Bosch with the try. The Sharks started swimmingly, but I do wonder whether or not they've got some more breath in them now after that team talk. Rejig things, and now fancy a bit of an upsurge in the second half. What was the message, Ben, from Beaumont and Steve Diamond to his charges?
I think play in the right places, but then when we are playing, have the confidence to really go at them and don't get spooked by the defence. Maybe control your feet a little bit so that you're not going too far towards them, and use the fact that they're defending quite narrow.
Just the one change at half-time. And Gallagher is on instead of Chris Wiles on the wing. That's Matt Gallagher.
Peter, if he's there, I'll penalise him. You can't keep shouting.
There he is.
All right.
His 3rd Premiership appearance. And the first penalty against that man Rhodes.
Yeah, you can see he almost moves his legs round, driving, trying to con the fact that he's going over the top, but just knowing that he'll slow the ball down a fraction of a second.
Just a fraction sometimes can just be enough just to drag the impetus up the play.
On the line, so you create your space.
Sale have done the basics well in this match so far. Lineouts performed, as has the scrum, as has this man, Tui Tupo. As I say that, as the commentator curse, and it spills, but it's still Sale possession. Briggs. One long orange blanket awaits.
Just wait here, just wait.
Yeah. So the pressure is put back on Saracens.
Defender, and unless they bite in on you, just keep going.
He's pushed that one. And an ironic cheer around AJ Bell becomes very quiet all of a sudden. Such an easy running at the end for him. 20 years of age, you'd have enjoyed that moment. Change of tact here. And Wigglesworth has all the time in the world and pumps it back down. Beaumont.
At the 10.
Brilliant, brilliant again from that man. And the offload, magnificent play by Saracens. They are rampaging at the AJ Bell. Briggs flew in from the side there. Berger waiting for it. Heads high, confident to plenty for Saracens. They're queuing up on the far side. Lazowski, loose pass from him. Bosch cleans up, he takes his time, and now Saracens will reset, but it's broken play again. Ray and Berger wait, it's Berger. supported by Ray.
Off feet!
And the Sharks have lost their shape.
Touched.
That was touched.
No, wait,
Pumped away by Odogu. And it's Britt's back again. Gets the ball away to Ellery. He's slightly isolated. And he's penalised. And that frantic period of play ends up with a Sale penalty.
Yeah, brilliant bit of play from Scott Brits again. Taking the high ball. Eyes on the ball, wins that, and then accelerates away. Again, perfect timing in the pass. Femby here. This is the one time un-Saracens-like, throws the ball away. No real chance of Barrett getting that when he may have just been better to hold on. Because, again, they'd narrowed up the defence. There were options out wide.
Saracens, come on.
Well,
Yeah, down the middle of that, we'll try and jack.
5 minutes ago, Sale were in this exact same position. They made a complete hash of the lineouts. Back to basics this time.
Driven through past the ball, but not taking it with them this time.
No more forms.
We'll get the scrum.
Legal sack. Blue ball. Unlucky boys.
Yeah, it was just mentioned the last time they were in this position, you can see exactly what Sale are trying to do, trying to get a dogwood into the game. This line-out's due to go over the back into Pete Stringer, trying to get into the back of that Saracens line-out. Scholt Brits, he sees it absolutely spot on, and man, he's been everywhere. Turning defence straight into attack and punishing them for their inaccuracies.
So everyone start the process just a little bit quicker. Yeah. Bit earlier from both of you, then we'll be.
That's Petrus. Duplessis. Figayo's off for the time being. HIA.
Come on. Let's go, mate. Yeah. Crouch.
Dogwu floating in behind McGinty. Tupo close to him as well.
Sets.
If they can get the ball out of this scrum.
Get the penalty.
You're always
big call here, Brent. What do you do?
I'd go to the corner. He points her down. It's an area that they have had success with at the beginning of the game. Exactly what's happening.
Yeah, line's yours.
Doesn't look a happy man.
No.
Perhaps he still remembers that line out a few minutes ago. The last one worked for Briggs. Front peel. It was a fake, it was a dummy.
I don't think it was meant to be. Jim Hamilton just got his hand through onto the ball, prevented the pass coming.
Now it's slowed down. Ostrikov makes headway. McGinty, James went for the pass, so they were waiting to have a great offload in the end. Haley's under a bit of pressure, but they were all offside.
Contact pushed him back.
And Saracens are punished again. Key period in this match right now. Saracens under the pump.
Yeah, no, it really is. Sale have had plenty of possession once again and plenty of territory. The last few times they've gone to the corner hasn't quite worked. Got a freebie here. Using the space out of the back, but how about this from Sam James, an offload to Odogu, trying to get to outside area. Beautifully lifted offload.
Sam James. The Saxons in the summer on the bench against South Africa. And Anderson was busy in the first half. Been a bit quiet the second half. So this to be back within 8 and perhaps to calm the nerves at the AJ Bell Stadium. There have been all kinds of discussions at half-time. It did not go to plan. McGinty, happy man. And that's good. We're back to an 8-point match.
Yeah, as you were just saying there, Gareth, it's important for them to get something for all their rewards, settle the nerves, get themselves back into this game. A deficit of 8 points is certainly not insurmountable, but important for them to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Kneeled. Third most carries in the league this season. Beaumont. And the stringer. Femby on the charge is Ray. Clatters in to his Sale defender. Berger, hands out, waits the ball. Tackle! An arm around his neck, but he gets the ground. Now to the blind side. Femby. Hands on that ball. Brushed away. Brown. Better defence from the Sharks so far. Bosch. Plenty of wide men here for Saracens, but Brown straightens up a little bit. And again, if they use on the far channels, it might be on. Brits, busy as ever. Addison flew up. Perhaps the right thing in that period there.
Yeah, Saracens have got really flat here, just in danger of going backwards. You'd expect to see them now starting to look for the corners. Hand going up from Lazowski, just calling a kick.
Advantage, knock on only.
Now they're trying to rediscover that momentum.
That went forward.
Just one of the problems that Saracens had there, Sale's defence was good, which meant they were always drifting backwards. So any decoy runners in front couldn't actually commit anyone. Watch these two here. Hamilton, I think it is, yeah. The 2 second rows, they can't get any go forward, which means the defenders can just drift off them into the outside channel. If they can get that momentum and then get those guys going forward, it just rocks the defenders back onto their heels, creates a bit of extra room outside.
And that's the end of Peter Stringer and Tuitopo and Neil. Wigglesworth 13 kicks by him compared to Stringer's 6. What does that tell you about Saracens' play?
I tell you what, Saracens are an efficient team. We talk about it most weeks. They don't spend any energy or expend any energy in their half trying to exit. And when you've got a reliable boot like Richard Wigglesworth, why wouldn't you use it? He is a key cog within their working unit.
Crouch. Bind. We're just not steady. It was a good space, but let's get ourselves balanced early.
That's good, come on.
I'll give you time.
Okay, we'll do the
Same again.
Para.
Reset.
Okay, TT, let's go, buddy. Let's go, TT. Straight in, T. Come on. Long.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Play. Far side. Legs long for the target. Legs back. Number 3.
Jati told his legs are too far back. A couple of times referee's assistant mentioned that to the referee in the first half. Satelli on for Saracens. It always, when you change some of the front row, it can make it a bit more difficult for the referees. Things change that have been going well during the game for them. It's Mujati penalised this time.
Titina Musitele on the field, the American. Youngest ever player to win a cap for America. You would have fancied getting some action with England, but he's back with his club, and he's shown already that he's got a great acceleration, great vision. And can kick a goal when asked as well. Rozovsky successful, it's 21 points to 10.
Yeah, so far 55 minutes into the game, the Saracens have looked fairly comfortable, haven't had to work too hard for all of their points. Some brilliant moments from Scholl Brits himself, but it's just their control. Defensively they've been very strong, and defensively on top.
In the first half, Sale dominated the territory, not quite managing to do that here.
Just wait, Paul, just wait.
We saw Scott Brits take the ball out after a kick-off last time. I just think that Sale want to get down into the Saracens half, camp down there, put pressure on the Saracens defence.
Beaumont, penalty.
Okay, Ben, do you take the points? You go for the poles, or do you kick to the corner again?
Well, they're going for the corner. I suppose it depends on your goal kicker, doesn't it? If you've got a goal kicker who fancies it, you let him have it. If he's got any element of doubt in his eyes, then you go for the corner. But I tell you what, that is a superb kick to the corner, because easily that could have been 10, 15 metres away from the line. Now it's 5 metres away from the line. So for Jim Hamilton, he'll be thinking, do I go up? If I get lost, then we haven't got a body down there. Makes it a lot easier for Sale.
Alika's on the field as well for Sale, so there's plenty of changes in the front row. That could have a significant impact on this match.
They're on the line.
And Sale have been here before, and they'll want to come away with something.
Ran out over and backwards is once.
Formation set. Now here comes the squeeze, but there's Burgers there. Yeah, he smuggled his way in there.
Ball was too far at the front.
Ball available.
Ostrikov, I think it was, he just got a bit excited, went forward with no protection.
Mike Phillips is on the field now.
Tackle!
Forwards, look to drive. Ione spills, could be on now. No full back, so it's a foot race.
Four! Get out. Yeah, you're good now, Thanks, Jack.
And that once again's kind of been the difference between the two teams. The last time they were there, it was an overthrow. Scholl Brits goes up the pitch, another opportunity, and it's just poor ball control, and they find themselves back in their half.
Tackle!
And with very little organisation as well. All bunched together are the Saracens players. And Phillips takes over from Stringer. Brits awaits. Slings the pass out, well gathered by Rozovsky, who's growing with confidence in this match. Now it's Phillips. Good feed by the scrum half. He's not known for his dancing play, Mike Phillips.
It needed to be good, didn't it? It got caught there. I think Steve Diamond would have walked on the pitch himself.
I think he just got fed up with Rozovsky running the show, so he's like, hang on, teach his young boy a lesson.
Stranded on 99 caps.
Stay on
Mike
those,
Phillips.
stay on those.
And that's
right, backwards, no knock on.
Messy, untidy, and lucky for the Sharks that they got away with that one.
Good. I'm sure Dave Seymour would have seen that coming. He's got a dreadful cut just below his eye.
Time off.
Jim Hamilton involved there. The referee wants to go straight away upstairs.
Yes, Jack.
What I'd like to look at is the actions of red 4 or 5, whoever Hamilton is, and the replacement prop, please.
Okay, fine.
Alika and Hamilton. What happened there? Alika wasn't a very happy man there, was he? And Hamilton got out the action quickly as well.
I'm going to get another look because the referee's asked the TMO to have a look, so here it comes. Just looking at each other, Hamilton has a go.
Alika took exception to this. Well, there's two bulls charging at each other initially.
Well, he could be in a bit of trouble, Alika, doesn't he? Swings
Dave,
that
let me
right
tell you what
arm
I'm
at
seeing
him.
from those initial shots. We've got a legal entry into the ruck
the
by
one that-
Hamilton. There's nothing wrong with that. and then we've got a lash out by Sale. Could you let me know where that's landed, please?
That's exactly what I've got. Now, I want to see that point of landing, please, Dan.
Yeah, Alika's in a fair bit of trouble here.
Yes. I suppose we're looking at the semantics of what's a punch, firstly.
Is it closed fist? Is it open? He swings the arm at him, doesn't he? Definitely. Lands on the shoulder,
from
I
the other
think.
side, please, Dan.
Well, only because Jim Hamilton ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great duck, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Well, that's Mayweather-esque
Right, that's
from
the
Jim
angle,
Hamilton.
I think, there.
We've got blur on the screen. For me, shoulder, unless you can say that that's definitely hit him in the head, David?
Yeah, shoulder is absolutely it.
So it's a yellow card for the retaliation, yeah?
I agree.
Thank you.
Now, Alika knows he's in trouble here. He's wondering which colour it's going to be.
So there's nothing wrong with the entry by Hamilton. He's then swung and made contact with the shoulder. That's a yellow card.
It's a good decision. We saw this a couple of weeks ago at the Anglo-Welsh and Matt Leomanu and the young fly half at Exeter. Matt Leomanu only made contact with Hooley, I think it was, because he ducked into it.
Yes.
And he got red carded for that. This occasion, the only reason he hasn't hit Jim Hamilton's head is because Hamilton's reactions are really good. So should it be upgraded, or is it the outcome? What are we looking for? Intent, outcome, either way.
Yeah, should you be carding on consequence or on intent? Just because you go to punch someone and miss.
I mean, Jim Hamilton's kind of bailed him out a little bit there, hasn't he? So either way, he's off the pitch, and Saracens got a chance to stretch their lead.
Alika's second yellow of the season. How costly will this be for the Sharks? He's pulled that one. Lozowski will not be happy with that.
Time off, number 9.
And Sale got away with that one. You could argue in more than one way.
Certainly have, but this is a crucial period. Sale have got to weather the storm with 14 men. Saracens are normally a ruthless animal. Have got to apply a bit more pressure, come away with more points.
Spencer's on instead of Wigglesworth. And again, it's that big hanging Gary Owen. McGinty gathers on the second attempt, does well. McGinty, Phillips.
He's played very well today, McGinty.
Fine, good contest. Play on.
Stolen. And stolen back by Mike Phillips. Could be on here now for the Sharks. Addison looking for work. McGinty, what can he offer now? Saracens untroubled, unflustered defensively.
Again, down on this side. If Sale can get there, they've got numbers. Now they're dragging people in. They've got a lot of numbers, but they're not going to be able to get the ball out.
Red, leave it.
This is that yellow line represents the gain line. They've had lots of ball and they haven't gone anywhere. In fact, they've just turned it over. Saracens' defence is that frustrating, that suffocated. It's forced them to kick the ball away. Ben Spencer
does exactly what Wigglesworth did with his left foot.
Exactly that.
Wait. Josh, get out of there. Yeah, good now.
Bosch is such a neat player as well. Does everything right. Offloaded there. Finally, he's got some space. And away he goes. Odogo, electric stuff from the winger. It's a foot race. Gallagher's quick, makes a hash of it. It's on now for Sale. Where is that ball?
Look.
Well, they got away with it.
Use it.
And they need to use the possession.
Now.
Somehow, Saracens got back to clean up there. That's better from Sale.
Well, you can see what that was. Great stun for the crowd here at the AJ Bar. They're all up on their feet.
Trying to keep the pace up still.
The defence is up, there's plenty of numbers, plenty of men in orange shirts there. But now they've committed to this breakdown. It could be on if there's a switch of direction. He wants to go the other way, he's seen it. Now Sale on the attack. The offload comes eventually. Seymour hogging the touchline, breaks through one tackle, presents the ball. Phillips. Saracens look to slow down possession, is still on. Ione lurking in open space. Phillips. McGinty steps, dances, back inside.
Off feet.
The referee just needs to keep an eye on Saracens in front of the back foot, especially when Sale have made a break and they're in behind.
Ione's been very hungry since coming on.
Advantage, hand pass.
Advantage coming.
He put his hands past the ball and then went back onto it.
Hands pass.
It's a lot better attack-wise from Sale. That Adogwu break has really given them some confidence.
Thank you. Still a goal.
Brilliant, wasn't it? He knew that Barrett was bearing down on him. And he just dances out of the way and kicks through the tackle. And then it all opens up for him. He's got the pace, chips him behind. Femby really does a good job of running him away from the ball. And that just gives enough time for Gallagher to get back. Has 2 pops at it. And really good roll there to secure the ball. But that's the opportunity they need to get this man. Broken field play. But Femby using all his experience there.
I'll referee the breakdown. Same thing I said to Peter.
Sale certainly do. They do favour that broken field, that open field. Addison, Haley, 5 carries for 53 metres. Brilliant, I have to say. But Gallagher, how well did he do to get back and snuff out that opportunity for Sale? And saying all that,
This to close the game down to 8 points. £13 points to 21. Let's hear from the Saracens coaching team. Alex Sanderson, thanks for joining us, Alex.
No problem.
Sale still in this game?
Yeah, very much so. You just see how dangerous they are from a bit of broken field attack, and we're lucky to get away with 3. Probably could have been 5 there, if we're honest, for all the hard work we did in terms of grafting back. Sale have got some really explosive, dynamic runners in the backfielders. They've just shown there with Haley and I can't pronounce his name on the left wing, but he's quick, hasn't he?
Odogwu. You've conceded 12 penalties.
Yeah, too many. Discipline's let them back into this game. We need to roll away kicking from the breakdown. It's given them the field position to get the points, all of their points, really.
How do you close this game?
Well, like you say, a better discipline. On our part, I'd say keep it down in their half, because they're going to have to run now, particularly with a man down, and just squeeze them as only we can do.
Thanks for your time, Alex.
Cheers, thank you.
Do forget that it's Sale who are down to 14 men. Spencer, beautifully weighted, just sat up, and it's pushed Sale right back to their own 22.
well, yeah, Spencer's there implementing the thoughts of Alex Sanderson, just keeping Sale in their 22, keeping them in their own half, forcing their hand, making them wanting to run out of their own half.
4, yeah.
Making those mistakes.
They've achieved what they wanted to on the scoreboard since that man was taken off.
Sale, come on.
Sale, that will have given them some confidence. They need to get out of here, though.
Stay there, Saracens, stay.
You can't be in and around with the risk of giving away another 3 points to Saracens in their own 22.
Some more. Same more. Don't change 5. That's once, Blue.
Slow ball. Phillips waits, takes his time. Berger puts him under pressure.
It's all inside. All inside, yeah.
Just for a second we thought that was going out on the full, but it just about crept through.
Time off.
And a big man, Joel Conlon.
7 and 2.
It's his Premiership debut. A big burly back rower. And Sale themselves make a few changes as well. As you mentioned, Seymour had a nasty cut there. He makes way for Ben Curry.
6.
And Rob Webber's on.
Time on.
His first
Stay there, Sale.
start of his first match for Sale. Berger. Barrett attacking the gain line. Flynn.
Tackle, release.
Berger at first receiver. Barrett. Bosch. Kick. Didn't quite go to plan.
I think it's hers. Time off. It's
But Addison took a bit of a knock there, and he'll be down. And Bosch is frustrated with himself there.
Yeah. Have a look. Yeah, he kicked it. It was tackled. It was fine. All right.
Yeah, Bosch tries to see the space in behind it, ends up in Addison's hand, but as he tries to get rid of it, a late hit there from Rhodes.
I don't think it's late, it's as he's kicking it. It's whether it's high, it is slightly high on him.
They're on the line. Stay on the line. Time's still off. Time off. He's right in the way.
Just
okay. Yeah, we'll check.
Okay, again, he wasn't upright. We can take that.
no. But
So it's that contact from number 4.
Yeah.
And you'll see his left, when we see the right angle, you'll see his left arm makes contact high.
Okay.
World Rugby have been clear that it's not about whether people duck or whether they're low. If you connect with someone's head, it's your responsibility. And they've sent that directive within the last couple of weeks out to the referees. So Rhodes could be in a bit of trouble here.
Addison is still down.
Because he's low there, so it's almost he's stayed low and hasn't come up, so he could be in a bit of trouble.
Come back up to normal height, and then we've got a bit of a swinging arm, which has made contact.
The first thing to have said is that's
is
extremely
exactly it,
painful,
yeah.
Happy we get a
deliberate
card
and
for
not
that?
deliberate.
Well, it's that contact to the head, as you say.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, but I'm not seeing that as the massive kind of forceful swinging arm that we're red carded. I'm seeing that as a high shot, but a yellow card.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Number then, please. Red 4.
I agree.
Okay. Number 4. So he's got back up to normal height, and it's a high tackle, so it's a yellow card. That's it.
Rose doesn't agree. It's his first yellow card in the
He's
Premiership.
got back up to a normal height, it's a high tackle.
And let's remember, this referee
Just over the
is having his first appearance, so his debut as a referee at this level. Has he made the right call again, Ugo?
He's made it right by the directives because he has made contact with the head. I think the directive is...
Thank you. Time off.
It's pretty
14
average
change.
because that's a good hit. Is he upright? I don't know.
That's
He's made contact, any contact to the head, and
14.
you're getting a yellow card at the moment. It's a soft yellow card, but the referees implemented the law absolutely perfectly there. We can debate what we think about directive.
I think he's actually used his common sense, because the directive there, you heard the TMO's discussion with him. The directive there, the TMO was saying, we've had this come down from World Rugby, are you sure you don't want to go higher because he's connected with the head? I think he's used his common sense and done exactly what he should have done there.
That's once, blue. And breakaway's fine.
Rugby, it's all grey, isn't it? Never black and white. Someone's always wrong, someone's always right. But this match is still on. And in 30 seconds' time, it'll be Sale with a one-man advantage.
No, get out! 18!
Leave it, you could hear the scream from the Saracen players. It's a big hit as well by Scott Pritz.
They just want to keep the numbers on their feet, don't they, Saracens? Get that red wall across the field. Force Sale into kicking the ball back to them. Here's the shot.
Change.
What, was there an arm wrap there? Maybe that's what the Sale fans didn't like. A little bit of a shoulder.
Good to go,
it's quite difficult though when you know that you're going to make contact, but it's going to be slightly late and there's not a lot you can do about it. But he certainly doesn't.
That's a penalty, yeah.
That's a penalty, yeah.
There's no attempt at a tackle there. Anyway, Brits gets away with it. Spencer, player receiving treatment, so need to be careful here.
just keep a mark on that again, Jack, please.
Brits back covering. Fenby, that was a bit of a hospital pass. And Fenby goes the long way and does well too.
He's done very well. Poor pass from Brits, and he just used his gas just to get him away with it. And once again, Sale back in their half, but they seem to have occupied that position for most of this game.
McGinty with a wrapping round his head. Ione, Beaumont. It might be on here.
But again,
scrappy play.
Accuracy of passing. Saracens were narrow. You can get round them, but you can't if your ball player out wide has to check on the pass.
Fine, Jets play up.
Saracens camped on their own line under pressure, get one opportunity, one sniff, and every pass is spot on the money, and they go the length.
Come on.
Good work.
Yeah, this is
Rozovsky, now it's up to 30.
This is the Sale opportunity I was talking about. Just look at the numbers they've got on the outside here. If this goes wide and they're running onto the ball, they've got a 3-on-1 out there and they can pick off the numbers. But just the fact they have to check allows Saracens to get their defensive line in place. It is purely just down to those little tiny accuracies that Sale haven't done better this afternoon.
And you've got to take those opportunities up against... Oh, jeez, that's a big hit.
It was a big hit. It wasn't 10, but plays on. And Sale have lost that one again.
Thanks, Dave. Not 10.
Well, there we go.
Not 10.
Could have been told a few seconds earlier, I think.
Finally got there. But the point I was trying to make is you've got to take those opportunities against Saracens because they are so clinical, forever taking their opportunities. And that one there, when they're down to 14 men, I tell you what, testament to the character and how hard they've been working today.
They do look so comfortable when they don't have possession.
Thanks, David. Time off. Number 5, change.
And don't forget, Leicester Harlequins to follow at Welford Road on BT Sport 1 4K UHD. Highlights tomorrow, 9 PM. And then next weekend, Friday, Northampton against Newcastle on 1 4K UHD. And then the double bill on the Sunday, Saracens against Gloucester, followed by Quins against Bath, all on BT Sport.
Crouch. Bind.
Jim Hamilton, the pantomime villain, has departed stage left.
Plays it very well. He also does a very good double-headed horse. What? You know what I mean.
Back, collapse.
Took me a second to get that.
Going back, collapse.
And now Saracens' attention will turn to putting the squeeze on. Finish this job.
Yeah, that's all it's about for them. Finish this job, maybe even sneaker. A fourth try, 5 points away at South. Geez, that would be a huge result. But McGinty puts the ball back into Saracens 22. They've had their opportunities there. And let's face it, their line-out drive hasn't quite been at its very best today, but they've got another opportunity.
And in the bin, though, Sale have got to attack this bonus point.
Obstruction by Blue Jack.
I know it's a long way, but they just need a try and a penalty. They need to take points whenever they can, but again, that accuracy going, someone going too far forward.
It's Jim Flynn who's penalised. Doesn't agree. Does this tell you about Saracens' squad, the depth of the squad?
What we got?
Well, in the past they have struggled at this time of year, and as Ugo was saying, to come up here, bit of a fortress for Sale over the last couple of years, and secure such a convincing victory will give them huge confidence for the next couple of weeks.
Webber against Berger. Webber wins that one. Curry. and it's all slightly falling apart for the home side now.
Yeah, kind of the story of the day for Sale, unfortunately. Their inaccuracies, their inability to control the ball have really been the reason why they haven't been able to score a lot of points. But off your point, Ben, there, down to 14 men, Saracens still have an opportunity to come away with 5 points. They play Gloucester, then Bath, and back-to-back in the Champions Cup, up against Sale. With a depleted squad at the minute, every point is going to be vital over this period.
Crouch.
Unfortunately, they're going to have to do it with 7 men in the back line, 6 men in the back line, because Brad Barrett has gone to number 6, packing down for an extra bit of weight.
It didn't work.
It certainly hasn't helped, that's for sure. It's not his fault.
But he still shakes his head in disbelief. This man's been very impressive since coming on. Young Ben Curry on his debut.
Fine play on.
The sevens.
Tackle! Own player's hand.
McGinty shown flashes of inspiration as the 10. Sharks will keep coming. Beaumont, good play in midfield. Haven't quite managed to finish it off from this position, but this time it could be on. James, there was no one there. And that sums up
He needed someone other than Ostrikov outside him. He didn't have the pace to get wide off the centre. But good use of the forwards to hold the defensive line in place, create the opportunity. They jam the brakes on and get round the outside. They just needed some gas out there.
See, James presumed he was a back outside, didn't he?
Front man's on the line.
I just wonder, though, with the style of play that we were talking about before the game,
whether not too big.
They need to vary what they do off 10 a little bit more. It almost seems like the forwards tend to run off 9, and then if it goes to 10, they're looking to use those forward runners as decoys. Occasionally, if you use them as decoys every time, the defence can just drift across.
Tackle! Use it!
Okay, Hugo, man of the match time.
I think there's been lots of impressive performances. Ben Spencer been one of them, lovely try. Lazowski, I thought's been outstanding today, but I can't look further than Charles Brits. He had a nightmare of a day of his countrymen losing against Italy and my former coach and Conor O'Shea, but the touches, the quality, the composure and what he's shown today, be embarrassed forever. The smiling assassin, my Aviva Premiership man of the match. 74 metres for a hooker,
create a bit of space.
as well as everything else he adds to his team.
What's his best position?
I'll play him at 13, I think he can play anywhere.
Approaching the final minute. This man has excited the fans. Odogu, real live wire. Jack in the box.
Tackle, release!
But he's not had the ball in his hands frequently enough. Penalty coming. Haley asked McGinty. Space to the play. It's better. Need to score quickly. There's a player down in midfield.
Douglas got cramp, so they won't have his finishing ability on the outside.
10th appearance to the 22 for Sale. Just the one try to show for it.
Bit of cramp for a dog with that. He's worked quite hard today. Hasn't seen enough of it. Saracens, I think they're going to be absolutely thrilled, clearly, with this result. It's a tough place to come here. The one thing they will want to sort out is the amount of penalties. 16 penalties they've conceded. Tougher games ahead for them. If they can sort that one out, we know how clinical they are with ball in hands. So without their international players...
The stats can be misleading. Stats can tell you anything. That stats telling, as is the fact, as I mentioned, 10 visits for Sale, 11 now to 22, 1 try. Saracens, 3 tries, 5 visits. Tells you everything you need to know about efficiency.
That's it.
Last play of the game.
That's once, Blue.
Sale hoping to finish with a flourish.
Backwards, use it!
Even the bonus point has gone now. Over the gain line they go.
Oh boy.
McGinty. Numbers on the far side. One man a beat. Knocked on. And that's the end of the game. Heads bowed, heads disappointed here at the AJ Bell Stadium. They were competitive for the majority of the game. They were in it for large parts of the game, but they were suffocated by an effective Alex Lozowski and the rest of his peers. A comfortable victory in the end for Saracens. They win by 28 points to 13.
Yeah, and I don't want to labour the point about being clinical, but it's a slight fraction of the ball not being quite in front of someone. It ruins all your momentum, and Saracens actually didn't have to work too hard for what they did today. They just needed to be good defensively. When they got the turnover opportunities, they exploited them and went the length of the field for 2 great tries. But they need to be tested more, and Sale and Steve Diamond will be really disappointed by that.
On the match, Sjouk Brits is with Tim Cocker.
Thanks very much, Gareth. Yeah, Scout, congratulations on a win. Not many teams come to the AJ Bell Stadium and come away with a win, particularly though when your squad is as stretched as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough game. Sale is a physical, well-drilled side. It took us a while to break them down, and actually we scored, or Ben scored a great try at the end just to give us a bit of breathing space. But it was a tough old game. Body is sore. I don't know if it's age or just them, but it was a good day.
Yeah, Ben Spencer did show some wheels, but you showed a bit of wheels as well, with a couple of breaks there, Scout.
Yeah, I mean, the boys make me look good. I can't take any credit for that. It's just great playing with these bunch of boys. Yeah, it's just a great feeling every time, and a privilege to put on this jersey.
Modest as ever. You're an experienced campaigner, but a word on some of the young guys and fringe players that stood up and were counted today.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Scott Sperling getting a go again. The whole team ethos is, if you're old enough, you're good enough, and we want to bring the young academy boys through. And now when the internationals is gone, like Mero, other boys can get man of the match, but the rest of the boys can get a chance to play and show themselves.